Together with the rest of the world, we believe that it is essential before any negotiations take place that the necessary climate for negotiations be created. The apartheid regime has the urgent responsibility to respond positively to this universally acclaimed demand and thus create the climate. 19.2. Accordingly, the present regime should at the very least release all political prisoners and detainees unconditionally and refrain from imposing any restrictions on them. I was also once called a terrorist, I'll remind people. 19.2. Lift all bans and restrictions on all prescribed and restricted organizations and people. Now let me state clearly, I don't support what Hamas did here or anyone did here. I think that is wrong. Just as much as I believe that this terror against the people in Gaza is wrong. And here we unbanned the PAC and everyone who also involved in terrible bombings. End the state of emergency and repeal all legislation such as and including the Internal Security Act designed to circumscribe political activity. 10 people in Palestine cannot meet in a private home for a meeting in occupied Palestinian territory. Cease all political executions. Israel does not kill people. That's in death sentences, they bomb people. These measures are necessary to produce the conditions in which free discussion can take place, an essential condition to ensure that the people themselves participate in the process of remaking their country. The measures listed above should therefore precede negotiations. And that is what de Klerk did, because he released all our political prisoners, unbanned the ANC, allowed all our refugees and exiles to return. So let's speak. Grassroots popular movements in the occupied Palestinian territories who work on the basis of unarmed struggle argue correctly that the negotiation of the oppressed people must be based on the social power of the people. It cannot be surrender. It cannot be surrender. The party in power in Israel says from the Mediterranean to the Jordan in their charter, Likud. They say no land to Palestinians. And I would suggest that the Hamas must change its charter and Likud must change its charter. So the young people and old people in the popular organizations in Palestine say the following demands are their minimum demands. End the occupation. Remove all armed forces behind the Green Line. That's the 1967 border. All political prisoners and detainees must be released without restrictions and conditions. Amal Tamimi, shown here, has been banished to Jordan. And what she did made, I believe, she drove a car that led to a suicide bombing, and I believe that suicide bombing is wrong. But I believe also that if there's genuine reconciliation, if you mean it genuinely, return her to her home and family. Every settlement must be removed. Since the Palestinians negotiated, settlements have been created everywhere. Just two quick ones. The right and return of Palestinian refugees and exiles. And I believe that the Jewish refugees expelled from Arab states have a right to return there and should be allowed to return there. Agree the rights and freedoms of every Israeli, including Palestinian Israelis who are denied equality, dignity, and humanity. Thank you very much.